Scarborough Rouge River. Alright, the moment you all have been waiting for.
Brothers and sisters, welcome! And letting your neighbors know that they have a positive choice in this election. And letting them know that they can choose change that puts everyday people first. They chose positive change, in fact, when they sent Rathika Setsabasin to Ottawa. And they can do it again by sending these great candidates, these great NDP candidates, to Queen's Park to join me in October. I love being around activists, right? Activists are people who love elections as much as I love elections. And you know, it's all too easy to be cynical these days. The smears, the attack ads, and the name calling, they're all designed to turn people off. And the sad thing is, all too often, it works. But we all know that it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
People are thirsty. They're thirsty for positive change. And they deserve to hear genuine debate about the issues that matter to all of us. And I know that many of you are going through some tough times. You know what happens when a tired government ignores the despair facing many, many people. When jobs disappear, pensions are at risk, and the cost of living soars. Your bills are growing, but your paycheck isn't. The status quo just isn't working for you. And it's not working for 60% of people in this province who are living paycheck to paycheck. It's shameful. And it's not working for 10,000 patients who are waiting for home care services. Or the working mom in Scarborough, waiting longer and paying more for that bus ride home. All across Ontario, people tell me the same stories. They haven't had a raise in over a decade, while the top CEOs are taking home record pay packages. They can't find the support they need to care for their elderly parents, while consultants build hospitals for vacations to Japan. Hydro and home heating, well, they're getting more and more expensive, while the government hands out multi-million-dollar tax breaks to banks and insurance companies. In this election, you can choose another way. You know, unlike our opponents, New Democrats won't sit by and watch our communities crumble while life gets more expensive and people scramble to find work. Together, we will deliver change that puts people first. But let me remind you, just in case you forgot, New Democrats will cut taxes for families. HST off hydro, home heating, and start taking the HST off gasoline. We're also going to tackle gas gouging at the pumps by making sure that we cap gas prices weekly in Ontario. We're going to cut taxes for businesses when they create new jobs. But what we're not going to do is give away billions of dollars to banks and insurance companies that are declaring record profits. We can do better. In this province, we can do better. And we have been very, very clear. New Canadians who come to this country from all over the world need jobs. People who come to this country ready to work hard deserve every opportunity, and they often don't get it. They deserve our support. Ils méritent notre soutien. But so do young Canadians, like my son, who's in fact entering the job market for the very first time right now. And so do First Nations, who are struggling with unemployment. And so do thousands of people who've lost good manufacturing jobs. Our solution is a simple one. I don't just want to help people compete for a shrinking pool of jobs. What I want is to create more jobs so that everyone can share in Ontario's prosperity. And I also want to provide more training opportunities so that everyone who needs to be upgrading their skills, actually has a chance to do so. That's the kind of change that puts people, that's change that works for you. You know, yesterday we announced our plan to give a company tax relief whenever they create a new permanent job. Giving corporations tax breaks and hoping that a few crumbs might spill off onto our tables, we can cut taxes for small business and the companies that are creating jobs here, not the ones shipping our jobs overseas. And instead of shutting down emergency rooms and watching our wait lists grow, we can eliminate wait lists for home care and for long-term care and cut emergency room wait times in half. You know, instead of making it harder for you to pay your bills, we can make it easier by taking the HST off home heating and hydro and reducing it on gasoline and getting electricity prices under control. Now, New Democrats will take these practical first steps that move us towards an Ontario that is filled with hope and opportunity, where we tackle the challenges that are squeezing so many families right out of the middle class, where we create good jobs that don't leave people living in poverty, where we offer a better, healthier, greener future for our children. Now, to get started, we need change at Queen's Park on October 6th. Time for affordable change. It's time for change that puts people first. Do you agree with that?